Happy Sunday, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to another She Says with Serena. I'm still your lovely host, Serena. And this afternoon, actually, we're going to be talking about boundaries. We're going to talk about what boundaries are, what they mean for me, and why I set boundaries, and what it looks like. I wanted to remind you guys that I am not a medical health professional. This is not medical advice. If you're in a crisis, please seek 911. If you're having a mental health illness issue or episode, please reach out to a psychiatrist or a psychotherapist or counselor. I'm none of those things. I'm just a woman who likes to talk. Okay? All right, so let's talk about boundaries. So if you look it up on Google, boundaries, it says a line that marks the limits of an area, a dividing line. So boundaries are not something that we see when we're setting boundaries with people. It's something that we say, something that we do, and something that we follow through with and stick to. So if I'm in a group of people and 5 of us are standing around smoking a cigarette, okay, or whatever we're smoking, and somebody decides that they're going to tell a joke that's racist, I'm the person who's going to look at them and say, don't say that shit in front of me. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. And I'll walk away. That's setting a boundary. That's letting that person know that I'm not down with racism. I'm not down with thinking that racism is funny. So don't share that part of your life with me, because if you keep showing me that part of yourself, I'm just going to keep walking away from you. And eventually, I'll stay away for good. So, it's important for us to read, reflect, recognize, and then regulate. So, for me, my mental illnesses are an anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, explosive bipolar, and psychoaffective disorder. I had to read about each one of those illnesses. I had to reflect on my life. I had to recognize that where I saw the symptoms of those illnesses coming out in me. And then I have to start to regulate how I'm going to behave and how my actions are going to be in the future should those things happen again. Because you can, with mental illness, you can figure out your triggers. You can figure out your stressors. Stress creates our episodes. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're going to start to not be able to control your feelings. If you're overstressed at work, if you're overstressed at home, if you're overstressed in your love life, all of those things contribute to psychosis. We have to keep our stress levels down and our attitudes good. That creates healthiness for us. That's creating healthiness for our brains, for our mind, for our emotions. Boundaries are so important for people with mental illness. So for me, I've recognized over the last year what some of my triggers are that I wasn't aware of before. One of my triggers is people who have mental illness that choose to not get treatment. And that doesn't mean choose to not take medication. That means choose to be in denial that they have a problem. I've noticed that people who are alcoholics or have addictions are triggers for me if they are not admitting that they have a problem. People who clearly have a problem and who talk about how they don't have a problem, those people are triggers for me. And so when I set boundaries up with people, sometimes that simply means, don't say that shit in front of me. And sometimes that means, dude, you can't be in part of my life until you get some help, okay? And that's not because I don't love people, that's because I love me. And I care about me, and I care about my mental health. And I hope that each one of you learns to care about your own mental health and sets the boundaries that you need to have a happy and healthy life. This has been another short episode of She Says with Serena. I hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow for Mental Health Awareness Monday. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.